All right, welcome back. It's the 0 to 100 podcast. It has actually been a minute since I recorded, and I am joined by a frequent guest. We're not talking Cowboys, but I got my boy Teddy on. What's up, Teddy?
What's going on, my man? What's up?
Good seeing you again. It was funny because, like, I can't remember if I texted you or you texted me asking me if I had been watching X-Men '97.
I texted you. Yeah,
Exactly. And I was like, without question. So I definitely wanted to have you on to talk some non-cowboy stuff. And let's talk X-Men 97 season 2. Before we get into season 2, how did you feel about season 1 of X-Men 97?
it was like a breath of fresh air. It was so
Mm-hmm.
weird to kind of jump back in from what I remembered from the '90s of it. First, just
Mm-hmm.
the theme song, just from the minute. I just got to let it play. You
Exactly. I
can't
was
be
gonna say, you don't even skip the title. You never skip the title. I was
never
like,
skip.
no,
There's
you
so
gotta
much
play it.
information in those now too. Before it was like kind of
Yes,
generally the same. Now you gotta like, look for and do like the Easter eggs and what's going
yes,
on with the episode and the
yep,
story.
yep,
They updated them, they changed their hair, like
yep.
Storm, like it's update. It's season one was great. It was like they added more. I mean, it's TV 14 now, so it has a whole different feel to it, and I think
It's like
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah. They
like
recognize that the audience is like they almost do like anime with this, where it's
yes,
like
that's exactly
they
how I felt as a anime watcher myself. I was like, "That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. We can finally compete."
yes, like yeah, like they recognize that hey, the audience for this is growing up, so we need to have the show grow up with the audience,
Hmm.
and so yeah. But I'm with you. I like how the opening title is like yeah, there's Easter eggs in it, and it ties to the episode or it ties to the story. I definitely like I enjoyed season 1 a lot. It was funny, like I was talking to my coworker about it because I knew we were going to be talking about it today, and like his only critique of it or critical thing that he felt like they were flying through too many major
Yeah,
story arcs like in the first season. I was like, yeah, I get it because like you had the Genosha massacre, and then you
quick.
had like
Yeah,
yeah, it was like, but I was kind of like I kind of didn't have an issue with it because I still thought it was executed well. Like even with with like the introduction of Madeline Pryor and
Madeline Pryor. Yeah,
yeah,
I
and like
mean, that would have had a lot more time spent on it in the older series. I think one of those like 13 episodes, almost a season. I feel
oh
like they
yeah,
were more,
it
but
was definitely yeah. In fact, I think it might have been like 20 because it
it
was
was more like the typical 2026. I can't.
yeah.
I'm just started rewatching from the jump as this season started. So I'll let you know. I'm kind of going through those. So I'll comment if I come back on kind
Okay,
of how that's
cool,
going.
cool.
But I think
But
it
yeah,
was
nah,
just fun. Yeah, they sped through those things, but it was the animation was great. I think even just kind of getting that portrayal of Cyclops, I think is going to have an impact on. I mean, the Cyclops you might see in the Doomsday. So that's a sidebar,
yeah.
but that's a great trailer. So we can talk about that later.
We'll definitely, yeah. No, trust me, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it later, yeah. But
But it's
yeah,
good.
man, nah, first season was really good. So we're 5 seasons, or excuse me, 5 episodes into season
Yeah,
2, and oh, hold on a second, I didn't realize we was gonna do
you lost me.
that.
It's all right. I'm good.
No, that's my fault. So yeah, we're 5 episodes into season 2, and in fact, like I figure I'd start with out of the 5, what's your favorite episode thus far?
Oh, come on now. You know, before my lord, come on now. That was excellent. I mean,
It
everything
was
with the build
yeah,
apocalypse. I'm talking about the score, the sounds, the amount of quotes that they got. Hey, I'm just gonna
yeah,
say it. The aura forming. Come on now, that we
yeah.
got from
Rise of Apocalypse Part
Rise of
Two. Yeah,
Apocalypse Part Two was
yeah,
incredible. I
yeah,
mean, everything with Magneto to the relationship with Charles snapping. I know we're going to touch on what that could be leading to,
yep,
but him looking up and saying something vile and like nasty, I was like, wait a minute now. And then him being like, "Oh, you gonna make a different choice?" It's just incredible to Magneto, and then my boy being like, "Hey, y'all ready to leave yet?" I'm ready to
No,
go.
it
He on
was
time, and I'm like, "See, that would have been me in that situation."
exactly. It was like, yo, nah, it was fire. It was like that. That's definitely, if I was ranking them, like, yeah, that was my number one. Number two would definitely be again the part one of it.
Yeah.
And then I would, second favorite would be a force to be, or third favorite would be a force to be. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it would be a force to be reckoned with. The X Force episode.
Yeah, that was
Introduced,
fun. Wow. Speaking
yeah,
of differences, obviously from the '90s, like Y7, where they out here like, oh, the X-Men killing people, the X-Force killing people.
yeah. It was because it's like they took that element of the new X Force, like comic where it was like, it was like that was a more later version of
they
it
were
where
able
it's
to
like,
incorporate it. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that's one of the things that I love so much about what X-Men 97 has been doing is like they're successfully integrating these classic stories, but they're like making it kind of fresh or new, or they're making it like okay, they're definitely paring it down because like Cable's backstory is crazy. That's the other thing. Like there's so many characters with X-Men where there's so many, their arcs and their stories are so out there and crazy. It was like, again, like I was talking to my coworker about it, like even with the overarching villain for this season is Apocalypse. And I was telling him, I was like, man, dude, I was like, I can't even front. I don't even really know Apocalypse history like that. Like, what is his mutant ability like to that point? And then he's a big X-Men fan for the comics, and so he was actually giving me some history on Apocalypse and breaking down like his whole what his deal is. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, that makes sense. But it's like, and they even touched on it in the Rise of Apocalypse Part 2, where it's like he merged with the Celestial Sea, and like how
I'm gonna throw a deep dive because of this. Like, I kind of know it from before. He always showed up, but like I don't like really know it. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not pay attention to the Apocalypse X-Men movies. I don't even think I ever saw that one. So, to be frank with you,
it wasn't good. You didn't miss nothing. It was like, because they changed it anyway. Like most of the X-Men stuff with Fox, I feel like they bastardized like anything, like the cool stuff of it anyway. Because like even Days of Future Past, like they totally changed. Like they got the essence of what it was, but it was like they kind of changed it a little too much. And again, that's why I think I love X-Men 97 so much, is that they do change it from what the comic story was a little bit, but overall they don't. Like it's still X-Men. Like it still hits the essence of what the story is. So it was like, so like, even I'm sorry if I'm jumping all around a little bit. So I apologize. But like even in that episode, Rise of Apocalypse Part 2, like how blown away were you by the fact that they incorporated Kang the Conqueror?
I was about to bring it up. I was gonna say, like, I was like, see, speaking of like Doomsday, I'm like, see how easy that would be to make something like that kind of work, because you can throw him at any point. I'm rewatching Loki season 2 after the Doomsday trailer, but I just thought the integration of all the different characters, and that's why I just think animation as a medium is just great, because you don't have as many of these issues legally, like Sony and everything else. You could transform in Spider-Man episode 5. You ain't got to worry about that, or even how they do like Invincible. They had to dance around that too. But I think just the amount of characters, because you have this pre-existing seasons built up, it can kind of work, and it's like a continuation of those old stories, and they purposely aren't retelling it, but they're touching on it a little bit for people who are watching this, and it's just X-Men 97 in its entirety. So you're accomplishing both groups of viewers by the way they're kind of getting it, and they can get people like I'm going back to rewatch them. Like I've seen them, but it's making me go back and check out the stuff that isn't as aged up, but it's still telling the stories from the comics from that era, and being able to really mold them together to what leads to a lot of the live action stuff later on. So.
Yeah. So yeah, how did you feel? All right, so what would you be your fourth favorite, or I would say fourth best episode?
Fourth. So I'm agree with you with both the Apocalypse episodes were really good.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know. I'm trying to think through.
Oh yeah, you know what? I
Do I
said
move
what
in
my
this most
third
recent
was.
episode, but also
Mm-hmm.
where I put the I like the X Force episode. The episode with Cable was interesting. I like Storm kind of doing her thing
Mm-hmm.
for a moment with bringing the sun. I was like, okay, there we go. Power her back up, Omega level.
Yeah.
Let's quit playing with her.
Yep.
I probably, but X Force was fun. I'd probably move in. I'm trying to see where I rank this most recent episode, how high I bring it
Mm-hmm.
up. I think I'd still sit it behind the X Force episode for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think emotionally it's really fun,
Yeah.
and how the relationships are working, and especially with Morph and just kind of
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, we're like even from in the last season, oh, we doing this. We're gonna go there with and that's I think just the characterization of Wolverine is
Mm-hmm.
way more true here, and people who have only watched the live action are missing that at the end of the day he's not really a hero.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we make him so heroic because have to sell it, but he has a lot of baggage, which
Yeah.
is shown better in X-Men '97 in the animated series. So I'd say
That's
that's
you know
probably
what?
number 4 for me.
That's what I
That
was.
episode.
It's funny is I'm glad you're talking about that. The most recent episode that was Wolverine centric and
Mm-hmm.
like he rejoined up with the Weapon X crew, which was like
Mm-hmm.
Sabretooth and Yuriko,
Lady Deathstrike,
and
yeah,
Lady
yeah,
Deathstrike and Maverick and
Maverick,
Kane
yeah,
and it was funny because I to go back to like season 1, that had been like my favorite portrayal of Wolverine because it wasn't like it wasn't centered on him. Like the problem with the X-Men movies for me is that they centered it on Wolverine because Hugh Jackman became this huge star, and they did the same thing with like the new X-Men movies where Jennifer Lawrence became this huge star. So they like, oh well, we have to center everything around Mystique, and you're like, what the like? First off, Mystique is not. She's not an X-Men. Like it's like what are we doing? Like she's not an X-Men. So it's like stop it.
mm-hmm.
Like she like yes, I understand Jennifer Lawrence is the biggest star in the world right now, but it's not her story, and that's what they did with that. And they were doing the same thing
Every
with
time.
Hugh Jackman with Wolverine. And I'll be honest, like I've never been the biggest Wolverine fan. I always felt like he was a bit like he wasn't my favorite X-Men. Like my favorite X-Men from the comics and everything was Colossus. Like that's always been my favorite X-Men. So it was like for them to like the way they did Wolverine in season 1 is like, well, yeah, he's important, but he's not the main thing. He's a part
Yes.
of the team, and that's the thing where I was like, I felt good about what they did. And so even when I heard people complaining about this most recent episode, and they're like, "Oh, this is the least they finally had a misstep." I actually really dug the episode. I actually liked it. So I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "This is pretty entertaining." Like I actually thought it was a little bit more entertaining than the first episode of the season.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, I didn't dislike it. I thought it was cool, and I thought it was like it revealed where he wasn't going there to go kill Dr. Cornelius, or even like he wasn't even trying to get out. He was like, I need to get my claws back. Like I need to get my ass.
I don't care what I got to do to get to it. I don't care who's going to get hurt by this, who potentially dies. Joker is fodder. The guy dies at the very beginning. I forget him. I was like, that's crazy. Set the stakes.
Yes, it was like it was so crazy to me. Like that episode was so nuts because, like, you're like, oh, okay, well, he's going to kill Dr. Cornelius, who started Weapon X, and then like so because it was like initially I was even surprised when I saw like I thought it was a flashback. I was like, oh, this is a flashback or something when it was showing Kane and Maverick and Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike, and then I was like, oh snap, wait, no, this is what's going on, and it was like So yeah, when their plane crashes and then you see Kane is impaled on a tree and he's like, oh, he's dead. You're like, wait, what? Like what? I was like, wait a minute, what's going on?
What's the plan here?
Exactly.
It's just so interesting how they paint it of and they leave on the cliffhanger with Captain America and new looking Black Widow, by the way. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right, what's gonna be the objective? You're looking at it, you're like, okay, eventually he has to get his claws back, has to get his adamantium. And I'm like, all right, maybe it's gonna be like a two-parter and it's gonna be this story and they're gonna accomplish two things together. Because in my head too, I'm already on this mindset. Okay, they're going back to, they're going to try to do Wolverine save the day kind of deal. No, we get raw issue, like problem child, selfish, love in multiple situationships. We'll say, shout out Jada Pinkett, but trying to figure it out, but still like. Just this very interesting character because of how troubled he is. He's a weapon that hasn't found who he is. He's kind of had ebbs and flows of trying to being the hero, kind of somewhat being like a villain figure. I'm curious if he's going to become a four horseman this season or not. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be Gambit now, but that's a separate thing. I think that's what's going to happen after the way that they.
Well, no, we can get into that. Let's talk about that because I was just about to say Apocalypse has always been known to take like an X-Man and then turn him into a horseman, and it's like the most known ones like Angel, he turned into Archangel, which you saw, and then and so like you saw at the end of season 1, he takes Gambit's body, and so you're like, oh, okay, so that's how they're going to bring Gambit back. He'll be coming back as a horseman. And then, like, I know, again, in the comics, later, he does take Wolverine and he turns him into one of his horsemen. So it's like, oh, okay, it's like, are they going to not go that route? Or are they just going to go, okay, well, now you got Gambit. And I guess, like, that's the other thing I love about what they've been doing with this season is the breadcrumbs. And let's get into that one real big breadcrumb from our favorite episode, which is X-Men episode 4, The Rise of Apocalypse Part 2. So you have where Magneto gets killed. Spoilers. I mean, but y'all watched it.
We already spoiled this past it. Well, spoiler warning at the beginning of this.
Exactly. So it's like, like Apocalypse kills Magneto and he almost like is taunting Charles, and you see Charles like really snap because he's like, "Oh, how your mother!"
Like, should have left you to die and dry in the sun. I was like, "Wait,
like God, dog!" Like, he was like, exactly. And so, but he's left with Magneto's like charred out helmet. And I remember, I think I texted you. I said, "Do you think they lay in breadcrumbs for Onslaught?" Because
absolutely,
because I remember when Onslaught came about, and it was like there was this mystery, like, well, who is he? And it's like, but you could tell it was like, hey, that looks like Magneto's helmet, but you didn't know who he was. And then it's like that was such a cool story arc where it's like, oh, it got revealed that it was Professor X, and it was like because his psyche got shattered and he blended like his power with Magneto's vision of mutant superiority, and it was like, so you're like, oh snap. And so now it's like he's witnessed his best friend be killed, and is that gonna fracture his mind to create Onslaught like that? Like, I'm wondering, is that what this is leading to for season 3?
That's what I think it's gonna be a perfect cliffhanger of now we've gotten through this, but he's still struggling. Professor X is off. And now it's like, how do we deal with that? And especially after having Apocalypse, it's a great tie-in. It's just because they are at such a pace of so many stories. And I know we're wondering if they get to the Krakoa at some point. I'm like, how many? I've got to look because I know these first 2 seasons were both Bo and Maya, right?
Pretty much.
The first 2.
Like,
he's the next. I think they're good for like maybe 4 seasons. So I'm not really sure.
It was the guy who's the new showrunner now was saying that his vision for it was to be at least 5 seasons, maybe more. Is what is what
That's
his
what I'm
vision of
wondering.
it
I'm
was.
working off
So
of 4 to 5.
yeah. So I mean, all I know is I'm incredibly excited. I've been loving this season. But you know what? We touched on it. I do want to talk about it because the trailer for Avengers Doomsday dropped yesterday, and it was so funny because like the way I got it, like I even saw it. I was on Blue Sky, which is funny because it's not the same as Twitter where it's like
It's
you
not the
get
same,
immediate stuff. But it was like, so I saw like this Culture Crave was dropping these little snippets of clips from the Avengers Doomsday, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, did the trailer? I was like, oh, they about to like. I thought I was like, oh, they about to release the trailer. Like it didn't even dawn on me that the trailer was out. It was just like I was like, oh snap, they about to release the trailer. Look at this clear image, and so I was like, I just went to. So I said, well, let me go look, right? Let me just go look and see like where are they pulling this from. And then I saw the full trailer. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like, they dropped the full trailer. So how many times have you watched the Avengers Doomsday trailer?
Well, let's see. On my own, probably 3 times, but I've definitely watched so many breakdowns, New Rock Stars, and all these other little channels of trying to find, like, break it down without getting too much into it, too. So it's just been really fun seeing the pieces of it. I had to go back after the first one and say, wait a minute. That was Robert Downey Jr.'s voice? Hold up.
Yep.
I said, okay, hold up. We're going to lock in.
Yep.
He trying to get ready for performance. I was like, are they going to play around with this? Is he going to make it goofy? If it was like going to be goofy, I'm not going to watch it. I'm thinking they lost me. But no, they got my attention. I mean, especially because it's like coming off of everything that we're saying with X-Men 97. Like that's brought back this excitement. It's like this build up towards the mutants that we've been trying to get to throughout the MCU, but now it's just like I think the overarching like way that people view Cyclops right now is completely different than before X-Men 97. Let's just put it that way.
Yes. Yep.
Joker. Everyone did the clip where he drops down with he's giving the burst and said, "Give him the forecast." Come on now. When you got quotables, you got edits going on TikTok, you got the people. And that's what this has been doing. Everybody's locked in. You got Spider-Man, brand new day next week, next Friday.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
We can't wait. Like, and it's like he's coming off of the Odyssey, so it's just like everything's flowing for this to have the right type of momentum. And so it's like, okay, we can make this work. We can get excited again. I already saw like people getting ready for tickets, so it's brought back the excitement around the MCU again, which it had been in like a dying state for a while. But just
it's no denying it.
It's overdue.
It's no denying it. It's they definitely were faltering. Like and I'm the biggest freaking MCU fan. Period. Like but they're getting back on the right track. Like I would say with Thunderbolts, they started to get back on the right track because I wasn't feeling Captain America: Brave New World. It wasn't like I didn't think it was as bad as what critics were killing it, but I also didn't feel like it was up to the par of what we've gotten used to.
It didn't have like the soul of what has made like an MCU feeling like with like this a Civil War or Winter Soldier kind of made me feel
like it was
like that kind of element of
exactly like they was trying to get it to be. It's like it was very clear they wanted it to be like Winter Soldier, and I feel like if they had treated it differently, where they had like
they edited that thing so much too, though you could tell
they did.
They cut a lot of stuff.
It was like if they had treated it where it's like the Red Hulk thing was more of a secret, and then like that was revealed in the movie, and there was like more mystery around it, I think maybe people would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But because I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was just okay. Like it wasn't anything that great. And I do think it had like the most lackluster post-credit scene I've ever seen in a MCU movie. I was just like, dude, are you serious? Like that's it? I was like, okay. But nah, the Doomsday trailer got me fired up, bro. Like I was like even I will say this, it was so funny though, because when we were talking about it, and one of my coworkers, like, because me and my coworker was talking about, we talk about comic book stuff all the time, and then my other coworker was like, "Oh yeah," he came over and he was just dropping all these ridiculously weird theories, and we were looking at him like, "What are you talking about?" Like, it was so funny because with the major reveal of Chris Evans coming back as Captain America. Mm-hmm. It was like that was like, again, one of the coolest parts, especially like how they did it. And you're like, yeah, let's go. But he was like, he looked so different.
That's been a big thing.
Like, he's like, Hydra. What if he? See, okay, all right. I thought my coworker was nuts.
Bro. That's a wild one right now. Everyone is like, something awful.
I just don't buy it.
What if he's evil?
See, and that's what my
that's too much. It's too much on one movie. I think it's too much.
That's what my one. All right, okay. So he, I apologize.
Like, is he still worthy? Like, is that how?
I apologize. I apologize to my one coworker because he was like, "What if he's Captain Hydra?" And I was like, "Dog," that doesn't even make any sense. I was like, he was holding Mjolnir, and then he was getting all like, "Well, no, Dr. Doom put a spell on Mjolnir," and I was like, "Bro,
he holds him in the comic too." And that's one of the ways that you get around that. I've seen that. I'm on the internet. I got you. I've seen everything.
I was like, I guess, man. I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I could be wrong. I think it's the regular Captain America, but we'll see. Like but see that now, the fact that you're not co-signing, but the fact that you brought it up. See, I trust your judgment.
Widely held. People have been bringing that one up. I don't think that's what they're going to go with. I think
I don't think so at all.
I don't think so at all. That Loki, or somehow he ended up in the same timeline as the Fantastic Four, and he has to be like the intermediary of like, hey man, like these people are good. Listen to him. I think that's kind of maybe what happens here.
Okay,
like,
I'm very.
That's my theory.
I'm excited to see it. Like that was like, even from that trailer, that was one of the things that I was interested in with the reveal of Loki, because at the end of it was like I was saying with my coworker, like at the end of Loki season 2, it was such a beautiful, like bittersweet end for him to be sitting at the end of time, holding the entire like multiverse together. And so I was like, so to see him in that like TVA type guard, I was like, wait a minute. I was like,
a lot of questions.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. I was like, wait, what are we doing here? So I will ask you this, because this is the other thing that I thought was crazy about the pivot that the Marvel is taking with Doomsday anyway. Like, it was very clear to me that they were going to go with Jonathan Hickman's version of Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, yeah.
And it was clear to me that they were going to use Kang in the Doctor Doom role of Secret Wars. Like, it was very clear, like, okay, that's what they're doing Secret Wars, but instead of using Doom, they're going to use Kang. And so now it's like you had the whole Jonathan Majors thing happen, and I don't know what Marvel's aversion to recasting is. I am one of the people that have been.
They don't recast black characters,
and it drives me crazy. I think you see it. And
I'm just saying.
You see, that's what I'm saying. You see it, and so like that was like my
bro.
Because and the fact that they ain't getting Blade off the ground.
They ain't getting Blade off the ground.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, they had to bring back the other Captain America. Oh boy, can't really be a good Captain America. I'm just saying.
I see you, Kevin Feige.
He take the shield. I'm saying it's over with. He lost.
Kevin Feige, we see you, bro. We see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. So, but yeah, that's my thing. Is like, so it's clear that, all right, they didn't want to recast. All right, fine. So they're like, well, we were essentially doing Doom's story to begin with. Let's just make Dr. Doom. And I'll admit, when they first announced and showed that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Dr. Doom, I was like, bro, what are we doing?
Yep.
I was like, what are we doing?
I agree.
But the trailer, his voice, the trailer,
I'm in.
I'm fired up, bro. I'm fired up.
They got me.
We'll find out.
I'm easy, I guess. They got me. I don't know.
I'm excited. I mean, and I already got my tickets for Spider-Man Brand New Day, so
I'm ready. I'm locked in. I'll be calling
you. Well, Teddy, man, I really appreciate your time, bro. I really appreciate you jumping on with me. I'm definitely gonna have you back because we already talked about it. We gotta talk the Odyssey, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that last weekend.
Somebody get these beggars out of here.
Bro.
With the hard
I'm bringing it all. Like, I was like, just pluck the bow. Bro. I'm telling you, yo, I can't. Yeah, we gonna talk about it.
We'll discuss.
Yeah. Once again, Teddy, thank you so much, man, for joining me.
Absolutely.
And Cowboys training camp start next week.
We coming. Oh, we got 6 days. We back. We got all kind of shows.
You know what?
Movies.
Before I let you go, because you know I can't have you on here and we can't talk some Cowboys. We gotta talk a little Cowboys. So I will say this. I did a video a while ago, I talked about the Cowboys offseason. Dog, do you not like how peaceful
it's been? Weird.
It's so great, dog.
I disconnected a little bit. I've never done that.
It's been so quiet though. Like I can't recall a more quiet.
I do not remember one like this.
Dog, I'm like, we like the thing that kills me is where people accuse Cowboys fans of being delusional. Like they always be like, you always delusional. You always say it's your year. You always say it. I like, first off, that's a myth. Like I don't know if y'all been paying attention. The new version of Cowboys fans do not jump on and be like, it's our year. Or if they do say it, it's a joke. Like they are joking. They are not, like they've been beat down for 31 years. Yes, like they are not. It's not real. But I will say this. This literally, my brother was laughing at me because I was at a family barbecue like weeks ago, and I was like, no, it feels different. Like it does feel different because it's all. Every story that's been coming out has been like football focused. Like it's literally just been about like, hey, this is what this player, how this player fits this. How Christian Parker has a plan, and this is like, dog.
They've been salivating. They wanted that George Pickens storyline so bad. When that was just dead,
yes.
You could tell the media was like,
yes.
What we got? Yes. They were over here saying, "Thank God for the World Cup," because they would have been so dead. They would have had nothing. Yes. And the only thing they got is talking LeBron every day right now. Where he gonna go? And that's sad too. He's like 42 years old. You don't know what to talk about.
Exactly. Like the fact that Adam Silver came out and openly admitted that they're not doing the schedule until LeBron picks his team. I was like, bro, what the F are we doing?
You should not have that much control. Y'all have not developed these other players to be stars enough then, because that's bad.
Exactly, bro. I was like, come on, man. I'm like, listen, like, y'all just came off where the Knicks ended a 50-year drought, which gives me hope for my Cowboys.
Bro. That's why they say we delusional. I understand you, though. But that's why they say.
But, no, listen. If they can do it, I'm just saying, bro. I'm like, listen, yo.
Hey, it feels are there for this to be a good different year to talk about.
It feels
I got to see it happen first. I'm so hurt.
Well, yes, because like I said before, that the Green Bay Packers loss in the playoffs, that broke this fan base, bro.
That broke it.
It broke this fan base because you're like, it was set up so perfect.
It lined up the perfect way for the first time in forever.
Yes. And so it's like 14-game winning streak at home, like 14 game, and it wasn't like they was putting up crazy points at home that season. Like they was beating the hell out of people at home. Yes, and so you just thought like, okay,
like they're at home, like they playing like the last seed.
Yes, like good. Dog, this is, and they got it was the worst playoff loss I've ever seen.
Mollywopped.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? It's dead, bro.
That's
Like
dead. Jerry ain't had
because
nothing. They try to talk about the curtains. Nobody care.
So, because the other interesting thing I will say, I was listening to the Doing All Right podcast, and they had Greg Ellis on, and one of the really interesting questions they asked him was about Michael Parsons' work ethic, and his answer to it, like he tried so hard, it was so funny. I was crying listening to it because I was like, oh, this dude really wasn't working. I was like, because he was trying.
I gotta go back. I gotta listen to that one.
Go back and listen to it because the way he answered the question, he was trying so hard to be so diplomatic and give so many words to like dance around the fact without the way I took it, I was like, oh, this dude really wasn't working. I was like, he was not like, and I get it because Michael Parsons is like naturally gifted and he's like this God-given freak. And so I think when you have that much talent where it's like you don't have to really practice that hard to be the best, I can almost see how where you like, I just want to play the game. Like I don't really care. Like almost like Allen Iverson, like practice. We talking about practice. And so it's like, but the way when Greg Ellis was describing it, I'll go back and look at it and you tell me if I'm crazy, but I took like, oh, this dude really wasn't practicing. Like this dude wasn't putting in the work.
It's going to be interesting to see how the next year and a half plays out for him in Green Bay, for sure. And the comparison, they're going to do it. And we play him again this year.
Because I will say
the schedule where he could be there. Maybe.
I will say this too. All that I've seen from Michael Parsons in all season, it looks like he is sad as I don't know what that he's not still in Dallas. I'm like, because he looked like, bro, he looks so
salty.
Like, yes, that he's still like, but I'm like, but bro, it's like I still blame Jerry Jones, but I do definitely give some more blame to Michael because I'm like, bro, you kind of brought that on yourself. Like the way you handled it was not the way to handle it. Like if you would have got your money if you just chill, like if you just say, hey, I'm not coming to the camp, you would have got your money. But you sitting there putting out full page letters on trade me and having press conference with Trey Diggs next to you, like I'm tired of disrespect. Like, bro, I get it, but that's just not the way to go about it. Like CD just said, oh, I'm not coming to camp. Okay, then he got paid. Dak is just like, hey, I'll show up and it is what it is, and then he got paid. Zach Martin said, hey, I'm not gonna come to camp, and then he got paid. Like, it's just don't say nothing, bro. You go get your money. Like that's just it. But it is. But dog, we got Quentin, we got Caleb.
You don't get Caleb or Christian Parker if Michael was traded. That's all I'm saying because they would have held on to Van. We would have been good enough for not Van.
Nope.
But I forgot. The man can't be named.
Eber Flush.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited. We'll be
all right, but
here weekly. So,
yeah, man.
I guess that's on my cue. All right.
All right, man. Thanks again, Teddy. Have a good night, man.
You too.
Peace.